It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting shit down in the mall, and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning the call. I want this shit forever, mine.
Poppin' Tea Squad, it's me, Keisha, and I am here with a brand new all tea, all shade, Real Housewives of Miami Season 5, Episode 5 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously. So if that works for you, then let's get into tonight's review. I also want to let you guys know that I will be doing reviews on this new season of The Game on Paramount Plus. So be looking out for episode 1 and 2 review for The Game tomorrow night. The episode begins with Lisa talking on the phone, I think to Marisol, about the Florida Keys trip that she's planning. She's so excited for it. They're going to celebrate Alexia's birthday while they go on the trip. Then we skip to Julia, whose daughter has come home from school. Remember, she's been staying with her father in Paris. So she's finally home, and Julia is over the moon ecstatic because she misses her daughters terribly. And we find out that she don't even know what's the name of her daughter's school. I'm like, you do all this hooping and hollering about how your kids are your life and you miss them so much and you can't live and breathe without them, but you don't even know the name of your daughter's school. So if something happened to your daughter and the police ask you, well, what school does she go to? You just gonna be sitting there looking stuck on stupid. Like, come on, Julia. Come on, Julia. Come on, Julia. Like, that's a no-no. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, girl. Get your life in order. Then we see Liza, who formerly has been known as Larsa Pippen. Her daughter gonna ask, does water expire? I mean, what are y'all doing raising these kids? Like, it should be against the law at this point, because what are y'all doing? I thought I was dumb. But Julia and Larsa's daughter take the cake, goddammit. So then we see Julia, Martina, and her daughter. They're at home sharing a meal. I want to know, what was that meal that she cooked for her family? Because they had like vegetables and stuff in a bowl, and then she came back with like this red liquid and poured it in there. I've seen that done before on something that I've watched. I think it's like maybe like a Russian type of soup or something like that. If anybody knows, let me know what that was, because it looked very interesting. So they're at the table eating dinner, and Julia kisses her daughter on the cheek. The daughter's like, Mom, stop, or whatever. I don't like that. And Martina was like, yeah, she don't like that anymore. She's 16. She don't like you kissing on her. And Julia was like, I barely get to see her. I'm going to kiss on her all I want to. And I agreed with that. Like, Martina, shut up. Worry about your receding hairline and your hair falling out, girl. Like, you literally looking like old boy from House of the Dragon, the dying king. She literally looked like him. Like, that's my child. I'm gonna kiss her. I have not seen my baby in months. I don't give a goddamn what the hell she got to say. So they arguing over that first. Then her daughter brings up the fact that she's been riding on like Vespas over there in Paris with this guy or whatever, and Julia freaking out. Julia does not want her to get her own Vespa because the daughter wants to get her own. And she was like, no, it's dangerous. I know how the streets and things over there are. That's dangerous. You don't need to be doing it. And she's like, I know the streets over there. And the daughter was like, I'm getting one, Mom. You can't stop me, pretty much. I'm growing up. And she was like, well, are you at least wearing a helmet? And the daughter was like, nah. And so Martina was like, well, no, that's not smart for you not to wear a helmet. But as she's saying that, Julia is steady, talking, like everybody's talking all at once. So you really can't understand what everybody is saying. So Martina was like, if you let me speak, you will understand that I'm saying it's not smart to wear a helmet. So can you at least promise us that you'll wear a helmet? And the girl was like, yeah, I'll wear it. But Julia was like, well, how we gonna know if she wearing a helmet or not? Like, she all the way over there. We all the way over here. And so Julia was like, ride the metro. And the daughter was like, so people can jerk off on you? And Julia was like, watch your mouth. I done told you about your mouth. Like, she yelled at her. And Martina was like, can we be done with this? I'm not kidding. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. And I can understand not wanting to argue on camera or whatever, but this is real life. This is what you all signed up for. And I just felt like, yeah, Martina, you get a say so because you're the stepmom. But at the same token, this is her child at the end of the damn day. Like, let her do what she needs to do regarding her child and her child's safety. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she does have a right to freak out. The roads over there in Paris are, bumpy and old and, things like that. You just, roads anywhere, it don't even matter. Like, a 16-year-old riding a Vespa is very dangerous. It just is. You know what I'm saying? And I understand Martina trying to be like, you can't control her. You're all the way over here. She's already over there. But at the same token, this human came out of her body. There's a different attachment there than you would ever understand. So I kind of felt like Martina was doing team too much and trying to shut the conversation down and put her foot down. I'm like, girl, sit down, Viserys, please. Sit down. My girl, Dr. Nicole, shits on all the other girls once again by inviting them all on her nigga's boat. Because Anthony got a coin. Anthony is rich, honey. I need to know what Anthony does for a living, because she pulled up on the boat in one of the other episodes. Now she got the girls on the boat. Then this episode they flying on their private jet. I was like, come on and shit on the girls. They just sold their house and bought another house for like $80 million or $100 million. Like, they over there caked up. I need to know if Anthony got a brother, a cousin, a daddy, a uncle, a grandpa, a great grandpa. What's good? Hook me up, Dr. Nicole. I'm gonna see if I can get an interview with her. So she invited the girls to, like I said, come on her boat. Some of the girls arrived. Everybody doesn't come this day, but Lisa said that she was going to come, but she is hella late. Like, everybody knows that Lisa is late, but this time, like, she's hella late. Doesn't call, doesn't let anybody know what's going on. And they all find that to be very weird, that she wouldn't at least let them know what was going on. So when they get on the boat, Gertie and Alexia have a one-on-one talk again. And Gertie basically tells Alexia that, she's so happy that, she's making time for herself to have fun and not be so concentrated on, work, and how it feels good just to, take time for herself. And Alexia was like, I'm so happy that you're doing that for yourself. And then Gertie tells Alexia that, I'm your friend, and I'm not just a service provider for you. And, I've always wondered if you really liked me, liked me outside of what I do for you for my job. And Alexia was like, I do. And so Gertie was like, okay, great. I'm just going to let everything go at this point. And here go Alexia making a little snide comment, talking about some, I'm not even mad that you didn't do my wedding party. Like, once again, bringing it up. Obviously, you feel some type of way. You keep on making little snide comments about it. So once again, it does look like you only look at me like basically like the help and not as your friend. And so it's making me now look at Alexia some type of way. Because like I told y'all, she said in an interview here recently in promotion for the show that she felt like Dr. Nicole and Gertie let the fame go to their head. Now, I think that you a hater. And it's obvious that you don't look at Gertie like a friend. And that makes me not like you, because I'm team Gertie all day, every day. They then get a text message from Lisa saying that she doesn't feel well, but she's super excited about the Florida Keys trip. And once again, they just got an uneasy feeling that something weird is going on with Lisa. So the topic of Lisa then goes into the topic about Lenny and Lisa's parties. Once again, these parties have come up. Lisa and Lenny's infamous parties where they have a bunch of half-naked girls there like they at the Playboy Mansion comes up again. It has come up in every episode so far this season. And they talk about how they don't understand how Lisa do it, like how she allows him to have parties with a bunch of naked girls and stuff around. So Adriana was like, then she's mad that those thirsty bitches come for Lenny, but you bring them to your house. And I agree, but it doesn't look like, to me, like Lisa really has a say-so in anything for real. And I think, like I said on one of my other reviews from this season, that Lisa was down with it in the beginning. She was younger than him. He was rich. He was powerful. He was older than her. And I think that she was down with it in the beginning because she was young, Sprite, and I think they probably dibble-dabbled. I think that they was on some type of stuff where Michael and Ashley was on, where they probably invited other women into the bedroom. I think that she was probably trying to please him and make him happy. And at some point, she didn't want to do that stuff no more. Or she didn't like the parties and the girls girls and stuff being around. It made her feel some type of way. Probably like, what is it about me that isn't satisfying you enough that you got to have half naked girls that we don't even know roaming around our house at these weirdo parties? You know what I'm saying? I really think that that's what was going on. I think that Nicole and Ashley got more in common than they probably even know. It's day one of the Florida Keys trip, and Nicole hooked it up to have her, Gertie, Alexia, and Lisa, and I believe Adriana, to all ride on her and Anthony's private plane that he is in fact going to pilot. And I was like, come on, Anthony. Anthony got big dick energy. Okay. So they're all there waiting on Lisa to arrive. Once again, she is late. And I'm like, okay, girl, like now you just being rude. Like that's just totally unacceptable. So then we see Kiki, Liza, and Marisol. They're going to drive down to Key West, which will be like a 4 or 5 hour drive. And once again, what Marisol got, a drink in her hand, child, a drink. And Larsa was like, do she got a drink? And Kiki was like, yes, she do. And she was like, yeah, it's my juice. And she was like, and what else in there? Like, girl, we know you just ain't drinking orange juice. That's a mimosa, girl, with your drunk ass. You know it's a problem when Liza is pointing it out that you got a drink in your hand, that you got a drinking problem. Like, it's not even funny. Like, I don't know if this was supposed to be her thing when they rebooted the show, that she gonna always have a drink and it's like gonna be her thing. But it's not cute at all. It's really honestly not. Back at the plane, they literally have been waiting for an hour and a half on Lisa. Ain't no way in hell I would have waited an hour and a half on her. After 30 minutes, she would have got left. Point blank in the period. Especially you ain't calling, you ain't saying nothing. Like, girl, nah. So Anthony is angry because she wasted everybody's time. And as soon as he about to leave, Lisa finally arrives. She apologized to everybody. She looks very forlorn, like she is just tired and haggard, like she been crying or whatever. But, you know, she was like, you guys, I'm just, going through a lot. I'll be okay. So they get down to Key West. And when they get into the Sprinter van, Alexia asks Lisa, like, why were you late? And she was like, I'm just going through a lot at home, or whatever. They get to the resort. The resort is beautiful. Julia meets them there. And Julia, like Marisol, always got to have a companion with her. Here she come with another animal. She got one of her dogs with her. And I'm like, why are you bringing Dreyfus with you? Why are you bringing Belvedere? Like, what is going on? Like, can you leave your animals at home? Like, that would piss me off. Like, this is a vacation. Stop bringing your animals with you, you weirdo. Now I see why Larsa called her a weirdo. So, Nicole tells the girls after they get settled that she's worried about Lisa. And Adriana was like, she's fine. And they was like, girl, no, she is not fine. So then we switched to Lisa's room, and Lisa's on the phone with her nanny. And the nanny is telling her that she's sick or whatever, and that she can't watch the kids. And she was like, well, you just can't leave them. They're 6 and like 2 years old. Give me a second to try to find somebody, see what I can do. So she calls Lenny and tells Lenny what's going on. And she was like, I need for you to go home and be with the kids when you get off work. And I'm going to see if I can find another nanny. So he was like, if I have to, but I really like you to find somebody because I really wanted to play tennis. Baby, when he said that, I said, excuse you? What? Are you kidding me? What? Okay, so at this point, it is really obvious that I feel like Lenny probably never even really wanted kids. I feel like that was something that his mother wanted and pressured him into, that she wanted grandkids. And because he don't even act like he give a goddamn about them damn kids. So Lisa was like, I'm going to try to find one. But at the end of the day, you need to go be with the kids. Like, the fuck? He was like, okay, and that's fine if I have to, once again. But I'd really like for you to find somebody. Like, he reiterated that shit like 3 times. Like, I'll do it if I gotta, but I really don't want to. I really want to go do what the fuck I want to do. And Lisa got mad and was like, this is bullshit. Fuck the tennis and be with your fucking kids. And she started crying. And Lenny was like, I'll just come home and stay home if you can't find somebody, but I'm at work and dealing with my patients or whatever. And so that's how they ended the phone call. I was like, this nigga so motherfucking selfish. He is so fucking selfish. I cannot wait to see the fallout from this, because God don't like ugly. He might look like he winning now, baby, but child, he got another thing coming for him, baby. And I wouldn't want to be nowhere around it, okay? Nowhere around it, because he is a bastard. Girls all change into their bikinis and head to the beach bar. And I loved Kiki's little swimsuit. She looked so cute and just statuesque. I loved it. And then, child, here come Marisol. Marisol come out looking like Dick Van Dyke. Looking like Mrs. Roper or Bob Barker. Where are you going with this 70s ass get up on and them skinny ass legs? Girl, she looked a mess. A mess. Lisa joins them and she just looks depressed, child. Just looks depressed. So they all get up and sit on the lounge chairs and stuff. And they like, Lisa, what's going on? And she was like, I'm just stressed. My nanny, my original nanny, she broke her arm. So we've been having to find replacements since then. And now the new nanny saying she's sick and I'm having issues with my kids. So I might have to leave early. And, my dog just died, and she starts to cry, and everybody like, it's going to be all right. And, you're going to get through this. And she was like, nah, because I'm having some marital issues. I just want to fix things right now. And Larsa comes over and was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she was like, everything is going to be all right. I've been married. I've been in your position. It's going to change. Like, you just got to work on it. And Lisa's like, no, it's not. It's not going to change. I don't know if my marriage is going to survive. I think it's over. So everybody just sitting there like, damn, like, it's that deep. And Alexia was like, is there somebody else involved? And Lisa was like, yes. And everybody was like, oh, hell to the nah. Everybody got on their waiting to exhale, Judge, honey. Alexia was like, I always knew. So Lisa says, he's dating her now. She's much younger than him. She's been to the parties at my house, lurking around. Like, she's been in my house, and he's telling me to my face that this is going to be my girlfriend. A girl. Now, when she was on Watch What Happens Live this past week, Lisa said that she was blindsided. She did not know that he was cheating. Like, she had little thoughts here and there, but she never knew that he was seeing somebody else. Like, she was caught off guard by it all. And for him to just be so blunt about it, like, I'm leaving you, I got another woman, it was literally giving me Waiting to Exhale Bernadine. Like, girl, that whole house would have been on fire, and Lenny would have had a pot of grits on his face, because you got me fucked to the up, okay? So Alexia was like, is he still there? Is he still at your house? And Lisa was like, yeah, he wants to kick me out. He said, you need to go find a house for you and the kids. And Marisol was like, what you mean, you and the kids? Like, those are his kids too. That's why I'm like, he didn't really give a fuck about her having no damn kids. That's what his mama wanted, and he a pussy ass mama's boy. So Lisa was like, he's lost his fucking mind. This is one of the lowest lows I've ever had in my life. And it goes off. And I was just like, oh my goodness gracious alive. The mistress tried to get a restraining order against Lisa. It was thrown out of court. Cause like, girl, how dare you? How dare you, when you been fucking my husband, been in my house, little girl. And please don't think that he gonna be faithful to you, you little dummy. Child, kudos to Lisa, bitch, because it couldn't be me. I'd be in jail. Because the Lenny would be DEAD, okay? All right? DOA, dead on arrival. Woo! Let me know what y'all think about this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Miami. This is giving me old school Real Housewives vibes. This is the vibe that I miss with the Housewives. The Miami girls are bringing the heat. I give this episode an A+. It was so good. Let's talk down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.